even know if this is working. Are we working? Are we live? I don't know.
Lembro que te vi caminhar, já vi brilho no olhar, e junto com o sorriso seu, o teu olhar vem de encontro ao meu, e o meu dia se fez mais feliz, mesmo sem você perto de mim, mesmo longe de mim.
I'm not even live, am I?
Eu fico o tempo todo a imaginar o que fazer quando te encontrar. Mas se eu fizer o que vai dizer, será que é capaz de entender? Mesmo se não for, eu vou tentar. Vou fazer você me notar. Por isso eu vim aqui te dizer: me namora. Pois quando eu saio sei que você chora e fica em casa só contando as horas. Reclama só do tempo que demora. Abre os braços, vem e me namora. Eu quero dar vazão ao sentimento, mostrar que é lindo o que eu sinto por dentro. Beleza essa que eu te canto agora. Abre os braços, vem e me namora.
I guess I can't go live. Am I live on TikTok? Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to figure. This is a test stream. Why can I not go live on YouTube? I guess I don't have a live capability on YouTube right now on this new channel. Why? All right, sorry TikTok, we're gonna close the stream. We were trying to test out our new channel on YouTube and go live, but it looks like we don't have live access yet. So I'm gonna shut it down in a little bit here. I was hoping to test YouTube today. Not gonna be able to test it. What's up, Leather? I was trying to go live on the new channel, Leather. It's not letting me though. It says I don't have live access yet, which is weird. How you doing, Leather? I thought I could test out YouTube, but I can't do it. I can't do it. Oh my God. Hey, Irrelevant. How you doing? What is your name, Irrelevant? It feels weird to just say Irrelevant. Am I AI? Oh, I love it. I'm not in love with this camera angle. Yeah, Leather. So I just went to go live on YouTube, and it says to me only 23 hours, 54 minutes until you can stream. Once it's available on your channel, you can schedule streams to go live instantly. I don't remember this on the gaming channel. I don't remember going through this. I thought you could just go live instantly. I mean, for all the years I spent at Google, you think I know this. That sucks. Mindy. I like Mindy. I'm going to go with Mindy. I got to figure out how to get this TikTok camera zoomed out. What are you? Are you and Kelly like just like friends, or like I'm trying to figure out like are you like, what's y'all's relationship? I've never heard of that too, Leather. I mean, double check for me. I don't think you can see me live right now. It's just weird. It's weird. Okay. I just didn't know how y'all knew each other. I found him by accident on my For You page. And I'm just a big believer in, if people have like chill content or there's something interesting about them, like just kind of supporting it. That's just kind of how me and my community roll. Like we tab each other up, like whenever me and my friends go live and stuff like that. And it's just, and especially now that I'm branching out into new areas as I'm dealing with this Warzone addiction / withdrawal. The big focus on me now, for those that don't know me or know my content, primarily a Warzone streamer. I do a lot of streaming around like tech, cybersecurity, all that stuff. But recently moved to Singapore last year, and been doing some cool things here. The nature of what I do and my wife, right, takes us to Japan, Korea, all these different cool places. So the new channel and the new content will be around all of that stuff. And then we'll be doing like some AI tutorials. I get a lot of people that have questions about kind of like my career path, or some people, I think the age of COVID, since COVID, people are trying to reinvent themselves and just trying to figure out what their space is in this world. And so my whole mission in life is just to help people figure out things faster than I did. I feel like I've lived like 2 or 3 different lives. And I mentor a lot of people, but there's only one of me, right? And so me streaming also and just kind of capturing this journey is kind of my way of kind of scaling things. And just, like I said, my motto is that you live life like you only got one shot. Only got one shot, right? As far as I know, reincarnation isn't real. We can get into what existence really, really is and streams of consciousness. But as far as I know, you only get one shot at this life, right? And so what I'm doing is just living it with intent and with the purpose of like, fuck it. Like when my time is done, you'll say that I made a difference. You'll say that you remembered me, the people that know. You'll say that I mattered. And then I'm just going to slide into the afterlife just worn the fuck out. Just worn out, beaten, bruised, battered. I'm not trying to go and finish my life like perfectly preserved and, pearls intact. Nah, fuck that. Thank you, Mindy. What's up, Sour? Sour, I hate I missed your live. You did a stream with getting that facial or whatever you call it. Like, I love that, dude. With Warzone being in such a shit state, like what I hope, man, is just like you and Bree and some of the folks I know just do new shit. Like I'll still play Warzone, right? But like I don't know. The spice of life is just I love seeing this kind of spice of life. I don't want to steal my thunder for the first stream whenever YouTube does give me access. Sarah, have you heard? Like, I tried to go live to do this testing on YouTube. It won't let me. It says I've got 23 hours until I can stream. I don't want to steal my thunder, but we're going to cover some interesting stuff on the first live on the YouTube channel. We're going to cover Red Note. Your boy's on Red Note. And your boy's about to do some teaching on Red Note. Like, Red Note is it's interesting. I'll just say that it's interesting because there's certain things I can't say. There's lots of rumors out there about TikTok, lots of hot takes that just aren't true. We're gonna cover that too. Stream key? What do you mean stream key? Like I gotta wait 24 hours to get the stream key for YouTube? I don't even know how many people are in here. Like, let me see if it changes my view. Let me see if it changes my view. Can I look at my own life and see? You gonna let me do that, TikTok? And see? Oh, I need to mute that. Here we go. I'll say this about Red Note Sour. Don't be afraid of that. Like, I can promise you this, right? Like, I am, if there is anything harmful about it, I'm across it. I'm very plugged in with military intelligence here, and I'm just trying to figure out how not to get myself. You're good. You're good. That's what I'll say. You're good. The cool thing about Red Note, and I guess I'll just repeat this, right? Here's what I like about it, right? So anyone that knows me know that I moved to Singapore with the intent to not just be a dumbass American, acting like a bull in a china shop and acting like I'm the center of the universe. That's not the purpose, right? We're still on the fence about whether we're going to learn Japanese or Mandarin, but we're well on that journey. Red Note has been welcoming. I would tell people, right, you know, and there's this online visceral reaction to Red Note in that, you know, if you think China's so great, why don't you move there? Like, and that is exactly what's going to get America fucking done for. It just is. They are building a community. If you read the terms and conditions, right, they don't like flexing. They're not with all the twerking and all that bullshit. They're not with all the TikTok viral stuff that probably has made TikTok unknown, because TikTok is either phenomenal for you or it's either fucking like, okay, this is a just giant attention suck. But they are about their heart's in the right place. And the people of Red Note have been incredibly welcoming. They've been incredibly patient. Some of them have been very visceral to Americans, because Americans kind of brought their shit over there. You have your typical influencers in TikTok that kind of came over there and just copied and pasted. Like, that doesn't fly. But they're about lifting people up. Even in their terms and conditions, they talk about like, hey, we're here to build a community. We're here to help people learn. We're not about the bullying and all that stuff. Like, for that purpose, like, that's fucking cool. Now, there's a thread on Red Note. There's a thread. What's up, WG? How you doing? There's a thread on Red Note. Where a couple people like myself that are black, they've been like, you know, hey, I'm black, I'm American, ask me anything. There's some wild shit on there. There's some wild shit on there. And some wild assumptions, right? So my content is not going to be based around like, you know, yes, I'm black, but like, whatever. But I do feel like I owe it to the public and the people. I'm working on a video to address some of these wild comments that have been made. But I'm going to open myself up to the Red Note chaos, right? And I'm going to do a video and I'm going to say, look, ask me anything, right? We are not a monolith. Americans are not a monolith. We don't all think alike. We don't all look alike. We don't all speak alike, right? But their heart, for the most part, is in the right place, right? They just don't know. They just don't know. I've like, in my time here in Singapore, I've shared a lot about my life with certain people. There have been some cool stories about my life. There have been some horror stories. We've talked about my experiences with sundown towns. We've talked about my experience with, you know, being held at, you know, can you say pew pew point? And there's a lot of people out there that think like, you know, hey, this guy works for Google and he does all this tech stuff and like, you know, but I've had a whole another life before like my 15 or so years in tech, right? And you know, So I think the world wants to hear that, right? And so what I think is cool about Red Note is that they're open to learning, right? Not everyone, but for the most part, right? And so I think it's a W app, right? And we can get into like the politics of like before anyone comes for me in the comment section. What's up, DW? Yeah, before anyone gets into like, oh my gosh, it's China this, I can promise you this. I can promise you this, right? And you guys have heard me talk about life, culture, and things on this channel. If you think that Red Note is going to steal your data and you think that, oh my gosh, this is the risk, I don't think you understand data. I do. And so I welcome anyone technical to kind of come on. Like I do this. I live this. Been doing it for going on 20 years, right? So that's not your concern. Your data's already gone. Your data's already been sold. You're already compromised. You got two options when it comes to like data and like, oh my gosh, like it's not a safe app. You got two options, right? You either educate yourself and understand like what cyber actually means and kind of how to protect yourself, or you become a full-blown Luddite and you go move in the woods. You don't have a phone. You don't have a router. You don't have Wi-Fi. You don't have anything, any connection to the internet whatsoever. Those are two options, right? But no, it's not a hostile takeover by China. It's not. It just isn't. Your data's already done. Your data's been sold. The internet has been scraped, and you are a part of that scraping, and it's being used to sell you ads and to kind of manipulate certain things, whatever. But that's for another stream. That's for another stream. I wasn't supposed to be here this long. But we're here now. Guys, if you hear noise in the background, it's chaos over here. We have like a hole in the ceiling. We have a vine growing through the skylight upstairs. The dogs are probably going to go crazy. There's contractors here, right? And so today was supposed to be a test stream of the new YouTube channel, but there's like 7 of you in here, so we're going to hang out a little bit. We're going to yap. Yeah, I guess this is impromptu. How can I change from Chinese? You can't, WG. You gotta use some good old fashioned Google and some sort of translating services. I'm trying, Leather. I'm trying. Yeah, that part you can't. I just encourage people. Here's the thing about Red Note. Here's the thing, right? You know, there's some people out there that are talking about the data and all that stuff, whatever. I encourage you to just get out of your comfort zone and try it. Like now that TikTok is back, like I will not be leaving Red Note. Selfishly speaking, I think that I've come across a lot of interesting people over there. And I'm there to stay, right? The geopolitical situation in Asia is very, very interesting to me. The 2025 is going to be an interesting year. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting year. Asia is going to play a big part of that, whether you like it or not. So all these full blown, like, oh my gosh, like I'm proud to be an American, which there's nothing wrong with that, right? But if you bleed red, white, and blue, and you think that the days of you being center of the universe, the days of Americans being center of the universe and it's the greatest country in the world, like that, I think we can all agree that's long gone. And I think what the world can use and what the world does need is a bit of perspective and the ability to cross-pollinate when it comes to culture, the ability to have a conversation with someone that doesn't look like you, doesn't think like you, doesn't talk like you. I will forever remain bullish on that. It's the spice of life. It's how I'm raising my children. If anyone is ever fortunate enough to meet my daughter and my son, they are probably two of the coolest humans you'll ever meet. And I think even here, people are just like, how are they so cool? Like they're able to have a conversation with full blown adults and diplomats and people of means. And it's because we raised them with intent. It's because, you know, I'm very crass around my kids. Like I don't hold anything back, right? I talk and I share my opinions about things. We talk about the world. My wife is from Ukraine. We talk about the war in Ukraine. We talk about social issues. We talk about geopolitical issues, and we encourage them to have a thought and a view about it. That's important. So, yeah, that's what we do in our household. How do I feel about Trump? He is irrelevant to me. So I guess since I'm Yappy Gilmore, right? I'm so. I think that Trump came at a time. I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not a political person. I'm not left. I'm not right. I think that left and right are wings on the same fucking plane and the damn plane is going down. I think that there's certain people that identify with him that are hateful, that have some hateful things to say, and that I will never reconcile. He is irrelevant to me. He's a figurehead. The president of the United States is a figurehead. You got to understand, right? So when people ask me things about that, Taryn, if you live in America, I'm assuming you live in America, you live in a corporation. It's a corporation. There is a CEO and there's a board of directors. People rarely meet the board of directors. So I'm indifferent to him, right? I think he's going to do some interesting things this year. But like, I'm not like, if someone comes on my page, there's plenty of people that I know that I've gamed with and stuff that are Trump supporters. And do you live you, as long as you don't espouse certain sentiments of hate and bigotry and all these different things. Like, I don't have the right to tell people how to vote. I don't have the right to do what's best for you. Right. What I do have the right to do is, if you want to have a coherent conversation and a cogent conversation about like basic human rights and kind of, culture and like things of that nature, then that's where we get into kind of dark territory, right? But I'm not one of these people that like, oh, you voted for this, like I can't talk to you. No, I'll have a conversation with just about anyone. I've had conversations with a lot of people, right? I've had interactions with anywhere from the Ku Klux Klan to Nazis, all these different things. Like, my experiences have been, and that's a story for another video. I'll tell you about my experience when I was leading and hosting a team of some of the best engineers from around the world in Raleigh, North Carolina, and they learned about sundown towns and Nazis and KKK for the first time. But that might get my live banned. You're a gay black woman and you're very afraid for your family. People are going to get too comfortable with hate and violence. I'll say this, Taryn. I have empathy for you. Whether we're talking my travels and me living in Germany, Spain, or all over the world and things of that nature, people have been like, I try not to live in fear. I try not to let the hatred and the injustice of the world dictate how I move through this world. I feel your pain. I think, but I think the problem as a society is that we are being desensitized, right? And the reason for this platform, the reason for me kind of, I don't live my life out loud on social media like that. But if there's people that can, I think, stand to benefit from my perspective and kind of how I think about things, I think I owe it to the world, right? We need more people to be able to agree or disagree in a healthy context. We need to be able to have debates and conversations and be enlightened, right? I've got a friend here that I've met and that I've spent a lot of time with, and some of the stories that I've shared about my life and some of the stories he shared about his life and his upbringing, right? He's Singaporean, right? But born in China. We've been able to just really have some cool fucking conversations and learn some cool things about each other. And I hope to propagate that throughout the world. I hope to kind of spread more of that. That's the purpose, right? But people are comfortable, you're right, being hateful. My red note tag, hold on, WG. I'm gonna send it. Let me for me to do that, I gotta let me send it. Hold up. My red note tag is Chris in Asia. I got my picture on there. I don't think there's too many dudes that look like me on there. What you want to do I have any mods out there by chance? Maybe not. You're going to want to follow me on the new channel, though. So Red Note and then the new YouTube. I'll put that in here because that's where we're going to get into some stuff. And there's already content out there of just kind of the adventures and everything. Thank you, Taryn. I appreciate that. Thank you. Am I wearing gray sweatpants? No, I'm not wearing the gray sweatpants. I'll do that for my next live, Leather. I'm wearing like compression workout pants. If it's your maturity and commitment to cross-cultural awareness. Thank you, Mindy. Yeah, I think my video to Red Note and my intro to Red Note, I'm gonna do this video like probably as soon as these contractors and stuff leave. I don't really care about going viral. That's not my goal. I've been fortunate enough to be here in Singapore and be a part of some really, really cool things. And people keep telling me and people keep asking me to do a podcast or do something, right? And so this is, 2025 for me. My motto is just move. It's the year of documenting things, leaving a footprint. That's going to come with some negative connotations. It's going to come with some negative side effects, but so be it, right? And by negative, I just mean like I'm not a very public person. I don't believe, I've been married for going on 15 years. And part of what's made that marriage so productive and what's made me so happy in my life is that I don't believe in oversharing on social media. I don't believe in flexing and all this stuff. I'm rich. I'm rich as fuck. And by rich, I mean like I have friends, family, people that care about me. And I am just so fortunate to have walked this earth with the people that have allowed me to be in their lives, right? And so that makes me rich, right? And so if I can spread that, if I can, contaminate the world with that, whether it's through technology, whether it's through helping people, whether it's through reviewing people's resumes or talking about like, hey, here's how you get into tech, or whether it's through just sharing my overall views on the world and things of that nature, right? I've got a video coming out about what to do when you move to a different country, how to go about ingratiating yourself in the culture and just moving through this world and being effective, right? So, yeah. Well, thank you, Mindy. Thank you. I think they will. My kids are incredibly fortunate. They're going to the international school here. They're thriving. They love it here. They're safe. They're fucking safe. Right? I pride myself as a father on being able to protect my family. Right? Like I get asked, right? Especially moving here from Texas, people are just like, so do you miss your guns? Do you miss your weapons? No, I don't. I don't. I'm not one of these Americans that are just, oh my gosh, my gun's my right. Like, no, I had them, right? Because as long as the bad guys had them, I will always have them, and I will train extensively. But I don't. It's safe here. I don't miss that, right? And so, as a parent, your biggest responsibility is to kind of help your kids move through this world in a safe and effective manner. And living, it's expensive here, but fuck, is it not safe? And I love that. I love that my son, he works out 2-3 times a day, right? He's playing on 2 different basketball teams here, and he can take the subway, he can take the MRT. My daughter can, and I don't have to worry about them not coming home. Like, that's huge. That's big. I'll pay any premium for that. You got me, WG? I appreciate you. We'll see you, Leather. I'll be live, I guess, in 23 hours on YouTube. But thanks for hanging. I didn't expect to be live this long. But yeah, like lots of videos, right? If you watch my video on the new YouTube channel about why we moved, like, I cover all that, right? I cover like my kids and, God, what a terrifying thing to be a parent in 2025. It's a terrifying thing. It's a terrifying world right now. You have one, Mindy? 19. Yeah, Mindy, I've talked to a few of the people that I mentor, right? And just, I've tried to just infuse in them this kind of sense of urgency, right? Before moving to Singapore, I lived in, we came here from Austin. Before Austin, we were in Seattle, Washington. We moved from Seattle to Austin in 6 days, smack dab in the middle of the pandemic, right? This move was not easy at all. Right. And we did this move with 2 kids, 2 German Shepherds, and a giant Maine Coon cat. If you know what those things look like, he's like a lion. Right. So I tell people, right, you can always come up with the reason why I can't do this or I can't do that. But, there's a couple things that I think when it comes to raising kids, I don't like to tell people how to raise their kids, but I'm going to tell you how to raise your kids. Have conversations with them. Help them understand that they are not the center of the universe. Help them understand that they are not by default great. You are not. I love you for what you are, no matter what my kids do. But like, you are not, I ruffled some feathers here when there was a parent meeting with my son's travel basketball team. So my son he goes to Singapore American School here in Singapore, and he plays on a travel team. with a coach who I love, Mello. Like he played pro international for like 12 years. The guy gets it. And in the parent meeting, I spoke up because there was a part where they asked the kids like, who wants to play basketball at the next level? Who is that in chat? Kelly. Is Kelly here? Did I miss that? What's up, Kelly? Most of the kids raised their hand, and I'm just like, shut the fuck. No, you're not going to play basketball at the next level, right? Because I can already see some of you don't have those habits. Singapore is soft. I said this, by the way. I was like, Singapore is soft, right? You kids most of you are satisfied with being the best in Singapore when you're not the best in Asia, right? It takes a certain level of commitment, I think, to play at the next level, and a lot of you don't have it, and you won't have it, and that's okay. Your parents are telling you like, oh, you can be anything you want to be. No, you can't. You can't. And so I it is what it is, right? And some of the parents came up to me and they were okay with it. Some of the parents were just like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, you were probably part of the problem. So that was a sideways rant. I'm a big believer, Mindy, in like teaching your kids, exposing them to different things, right? My wife, and I, those of you that don't know, my wife is from Ukraine. We both kind of lived all over the world. The agreement that we made when we decided to procreate was just that we will not raise our kids in poison. We'd have them be well cultured, well exposed, and understand that there's a whole giant world out there. And the reason that you can sit down and have a conversation with either of my kids and you'll probably think that they're amazing humans is because we put life into them, we've spoken life into them, and we've exposed them to just the whole big wide world. And I think that's important as a parent, right? So Mindy, I wish you well on that journey. Because 19, man, my son's 15. Right. And like, God, it's like he's taller than I am now. And it's weird. It's weird. There are times where he's walking down the stairs and I'm just like, fuck. Right. But yeah. What's up, famous? This was an accidental stream. This was supposed to be a test of the new YouTube channel, but we don't have live access yet over there. And a couple people came in, and so we're just yapping, just yapping a little bit here. Thanks for the heart. I got to get used to that. I don't even know what these things mean. The roses and the hearts and stuff. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate that. Sweat Rag Crew. I know most of you aren't in here because this is an unscheduled live. Keep your eye on the Discord because my plan is I've got commands for the different people. Brie Cheese, Sour, all the folks that are in my community. Kelly in the chat is a dope dude that I ran across by accident on my For You page. Those of you that know me know that I'm like, probably had just about any technical issue you can have on the other channel as we've kind of, built out our YouTube channel with the gaming and all that stuff. But he was dope enough. He's got a really chill stream. He's got some of the best lighting that I've seen. And he was dope enough to kind of share some tips and stuff like that. And so I am happy to plug him in his channel. He is starting a new YouTube channel. We're going to put that link in my Discord. I wanted to wait till I go live on YouTube so I can kind of get a command for him. But those of you that know me know that I'm about dope content. I'm about cool people, cool vibes. I think he's a cool, chill dude. So we're going to try and help him get to the 50 subscribers or whatever he needs so he can start going live on YouTube, and you'll see his content. It's cool content, just a chill dude in a beanie that may or may not be AI generated. Sour D's in my chat is one of the best hype men. When I started streaming, like Sour's in everybody's stream, right? So Sour, he's a chill dude, man. He's a chill dude. So what I'll do is I'll share his link. I'll share his YouTube, and Sour, I'll get you to share it as well. And between us, Kelly, are you at 50? Have you hit the 50 yet on YouTube? I think we can get you there like tonight, easily. Oh, where's the green light coming from? So Kelly, it's. Man, I'm annoyed. You can't see. Maybe I can do this. Maybe I can share my. Can I share my screen? Can I share OBS? I can't share OBS. So what you don't see behind me, Kelly, is there's a tube light. There's two tube lights. There's like a teal tube light, a plant, and then like a burnt orange tube light. And on YouTube, I think it looks kind of awesome. I still don't have the nan light that I'm going to focus into this softbox. I don't like how zoomed in I am on this. I want to be able to get a little bit more talking head, but I don't know because I'm using the 30 millimeter. I don't know quite how to do that. The YouTube view looks better, way better. If I could show my OBS, like it looks cool. I think because it's like a tube light behind me, but yeah, Bree, I'm not live on YouTube. Says I need 24 hours for live access, and when I don't know, whenever I did the other channel and got monetized, I don't remember. I thought you can go live immediately. So I was expecting to fully just test it out and just kind of get the watch hours up, but it tells me there's a countdown to when I can go live. So I appreciate you, Kelly. Oh, you in YouTube? Hold on, Bree. Like, is it, you've been lonely over there on YouTube? Does it show that I'm live? What the fuck? Yes. On corner? Can you see me on YouTube? There's no shot you can see me on YouTube. That's so weird. I don't know. I'm okay. I don't know. Oh, Mindy, you have no fucking idea. You have no idea. Oh, like I started streaming about a year ago, and I was streaming Warzone, right, which was the main game I played, that dog shit game. And then like I went to dual PCs, right, and oh my gosh, I'm like the king of like issues. Fuck, because I got so much equipment. Right? And so Kelly, the reason I would love to consolidate the rooms. We talked about that earlier, right? But like, I love this camera lens, right? I don't like this TikTok view, but like the YouTube, whenever I go live on that, like this is just perfect. And I got so much stuff. But like I've got 4 monitors in that room. I got to figure that piece out. What's the audio interface that I use? Biggest crash out. So right now on this setup, I'm using a Focusrite, a Cloud Lifter, and that's it. And it's into another PC. On the gaming setup, I've got like a Rodecaster Duo, another SM7B, and all kinds of whatever complicated shit. Guys, like, and it's funny, Kelly. Like, I get some hate. I think my normal followers are used to this. I've worked in tech for going on 20 years. Right. I've worked with some of the biggest brands in the world. If you ask me to build like a $500 million cloud infrastructure or whatever it is, you ask me to go talk to the CEO of Wendy's or Domino's and things that I've done, I can do that. You ask me to talk about AI and all this stuff, I can do that. I can't fucking work a PC to save my life. OBS, like I can do all this complicated stuff. I've got all these different certifications at the fucking wazoo. I've been there, done that. I can't work a PC to save my life. Such is life. Just so frustrating. Just so frustrating. Like OBS is just the bane of my existence. It really is. And if you like some of my streams, and Sour and Bree can attest to this, like anything that can go wrong just has gone wrong and does go wrong. Right. So maybe this new lane that I'm in, this Yappy Gilmore story arc that I'm in is going to be fun. Right. If I can ever just kind of figure it out. Right. But I'm a total bot when it comes to that stuff. I appreciate you, Bree. I appreciate you. Haji, what's up? We talked about TikTok earlier. This live is going on longer than I thought it would be. But we talked a little bit about TikTok earlier. I'm trying to figure out what I can say. I can tell you this. There's a lot of people. This is a random tangent, but Facebook did not buy TikTok. Facebook didn't buy TikTok. It didn't. I can tell you this, that the software in TikTok is the algorithm is it's probably one of the most valuable things on the planet. And if this is just hypotheticals here, because there's certain things I can't say to betray the confidence of some people, right? But if you know TikTok is owned by ByteDance, This is a company that has approached me a few times. I'll never say never. There's certain things about, some of these, Asian companies that just, again, not all money is good money. I can tell you this, that Asia plays a very, very important role in the geopolitical scene. It's a big role. It's bigger than money here, guys. It's bigger than money, right? And so there's a lot of conspiracy theories rolling around out there. And you know me, like, famous chat, you know that I get in some conspiracy stuff, some weird shit, right? And you know that if you know me, if you see my streams, I've called a lot of this stuff. It's on record that it's happened. I've called that shit. So I say that to say that I'd like to think that I'm pretty credible when it comes to certain things. There's lots of things at play here, and there's a big battle happening right now behind the scenes. There's billions of dollars at stake. Facebook didn't buy TikTok in 2 days. They didn't. Now, there is some fuckery afoot. There is, right? But I would say that if I ran the company, I'd follow my own sword before I gave that software up, before I gave that code up. So, no, Facebook didn't own it, right? They'd like to. Meta is up to some crazy shenanigans, right? But like, if TikTok is different, it's for other reasons. So I'll say this. Yeah, Kelly. We'll see you soon. Yeah, it's a different angle on YouTube. Hopefully I'll get that figured out. I appreciate you, Kelly. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for stopping in. We'll get your link shared out, and we'll get you those 50 subs in no time. But yeah, maybe we can do a call at some point, right? The YouTube angle I think is way cooler. I just got to find a way to zoom this thing out because I don't like this. Like, I love my chocolate skin, and I think that my skin is immaculate, like it's been kissed by the gods. But I don't know if I like this sort of view. But it is what it is. We're here now. It is what it is now. But yeah. TikTok is not, it's different. It's weird. Red Note is here to stay. I know a lot of folks are back on TikTok and stuff like that. Why from a different angle? It's not so much a different angle. It's that, so in OBS, Kelly, like I've got 2 windows in OBS. I've got the horizontal. Guys, let me see if I can share my screen. Let me try to see. I'm going to try. We're going to do the vid react because we're going to be doing some reaction videos. I wonder if I can share OBS. We're going to go on an adventure together, y'all. Because I've got this particular view for when I do a reaction to certain videos. I wonder if I can pull OBS to the bottom of the screen. You know what I can do? I can do a screenshot, Kelly, and send it to you in Discord. I don't think I can send it to you directly because you haven't accepted my friend request, but I can put it in the main chat. Put it in the main chat. Can I send it to you directly? Let's see. That's the YouTube angle. I sent it to you in Discord. I can't figure out how to share it. Oh, you have accepted it. Okay. All right, let me get the window back up. I can, KMH. Y'all are way better than I am with this stuff. I do know on TikTok you're supposed to be able to click on TikTok and be able to switch the screen horizontal. I don't know how to do that though. I don't know how to do that. Guys, if you're new here, this is an unexpected live. We were supposed to be trying to get our watch hours up for the new YouTube channel. I am Chris of Chris's Corner, formerly known as Chris Always Wins on Warzone. We got a whole another channel for the gaming and stuff over there. But moved to Singapore in November, launched a new channel about life, yapping, tech, AI, cloud, cybersecurity, all that stuff. Documenting my adventures here in Singapore as we try cool foods, awful foods, smelly foods, cool people, cool interactions. Traveling to work and stuff takes me to Japan, Korea, Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia. 2 kids, a wife, 2 German Shepherds, Ripley and Ragnar, and a cat, Khan. Why we didn't choose a name that starts with R for our cat, so it can be like Ripley, Ragnar, and whatever another R name, I don't fucking know. That's a missed opportunity. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. See you, Kelly. That's a little bit about me. That's who I am. If you're so kind and so gracious, follow me on YouTube at Chris's Corner. Maybe somebody will put that in the chat as we kind of grow and build out our journey. We're on Red Note as well. We're going to be doing some cool reaction videos where we're going to talk about, I've seen some wild stuff on Red Note. For the most part, Red Note has been good. It's been great. I think they need someone like me to kind of come and just clear the air on some things. There've been a lot of curiosity about black people for some reason on there. And Americans in general. And so there's a lot of embarrassing Americans. We're like cockroaches, right? You kind of fumigate and you spray. And cockroaches have to go, so you can never destroy them. They have to go someplace else, right? So the best you can do is make them not your problem. So there's lots of problematic behavior over there on Red Note. We're going to fix that. And we're going to try and show them like there are good, I'm not a content creator, but like there are good people on these apps, right? And so I'm going to share that journey with you guys. We're going to share our screen because there have been some posts where some people that are living in Asia, they've been like, I'm a black American, ask me anything. And the questions have been wild. So we got to figure that shit out. For sure. But yeah, folks, I didn't mean to steal my own thunder. I wanted the first yapping video on YouTube to cover some of the things that I've already covered. But yeah, expect to see a lot more of this. Right. We'll still be gaming. We got some new games in the works that I'm going to be trying out. There's a new horror. It's not new, but there's a horror game. It's kind of like an escape room / horror game that I'm trying to recruit some other PC players to play with me. I think it's like 3 or 4 players. Sour, maybe I'll send it to you. Breeze on console, right? Because I know Vogel would have been down, but he's on console too. But I think that game looks pretty fun. So we're going to be doing that. So yeah, and we'll try and find a way to make it all blend. There'll probably be some cross pollination between this channel and the Chris Always Wins channel as I figure things out. Thank you to my loyal followers for like, if you've seen me upload like on the new YouTube channel, like videos multiple times, like the first video on like why I left the US was just god awful in terms of logistics. Someone told me that like you can only hear, because I thought it was my headphones, you can only hear out the left side. So we got some decent engagement on it. But for some reason, OBS decided to record just the left voice channel. So we had to get that edited and just re-release it so that people can hear out of both. And then, so yeah, I'm just a bot trying to figure this shit out. And so those of you that have liked the shorts, that have liked the channel, that have followed and commented on it to help the algorithm, I appreciate that. I appreciate you. It means a lot. There's lots of stuff about this YouTube game that I'm still trying to figure out in terms of optimization and everything. You'd think that I know better, right? Having spent all these years at Google and like literally I've worked out of the YouTube offices for God knows how long. Probably should have made better friends there. Most of the friends that I did have there they've all gone to do different things because of the tech workspace is different these days, right? And Google's doing some questionable things, but that's a topic for another stream. Right? So yeah. But yeah, we got some things coming. The lighting, I'm working on. Shout out to Kelly who was in here earlier, who's helped me kind of figure that out. I've got 2 more components left with the lighting that I think that's going to make the stream look really cool. The echo hopefully isn't too bad for you guys because we're literally on the 2nd floor where there's like just in the middle because I can't do it in my gaming room. But yeah, Famous, you're on console, right? I don't remember. I also need to figure out for the other channel, like how to get my PS5 hooked up. Because if Warzone, we're done with Warzone, but we're not done. And if they do like the crossplay off thing, your boy might be back on PS5 for sure. If I can turn off crossplay like PS5, oh, so PC, okay. You down to play this game? I'm gonna send it to you. It looks pretty interesting. If you down, like let's get it. We just need to find 2 other people that have PC and check out what this game is about. Bet. Let's see. This week, look out for, I got a new camera. The problem with having adult money, y'all, is like, so I'm not filthy rich. There's this no, I'm not. I've been blessed in my life to have worked very hard. I can't write down all the jobs that I've had, right? But like, I've been fortunate, right? But I have a problem with tech. I have a problem, and I don't know how to do anything half-assed, right? And Ethan, who's not in the live right now, who's a really good friend of mine now, who's welcome me into Singapore, is teaching me a whole lot. One of the smartest people I think I've met. Scary smart. He's like, just use your Samsung Galaxy, because I left iPhone. I went to the S24. The video that I filmed on YouTube of me and the family going to Arab Street and going to this Turkish restaurant is on the phone. And I'm like, this isn't good enough. And so I bought like a DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It's a gimbal, and it can do horizontal and vertical. And I want to test that out this week. And it's Chinese New Year here. Christmas is not a big deal here. Regular New Year is not a big deal here. Chinese New Year is like lit, right? There's Heartland celebrations, right? There's Chinatown. There's these different heartlands, and there's these different housing developments that are just so rich in culture, and they take it very seriously. And so we're going to be out in the streets, in the fucking streets, and we're going to film that. I'm going to let you guys into it. You'll be a part of it. It's going to be great. We're going to do some cool things, talk to some cool people, try some cool food and some awful food. So be on the lookout for that. I need to stop spending money. I need to stop spending money, though. What's up, KMH? I need to stop spending money. Like I just, we walked by, we were in the mall the other day, and we walked by like a PC store, and they had all these different liquid cooled PCs and everything. And my wife had to just kind of drag me away. I will always find a reason to spend money. Right. And I told myself, like, this Samsung Galaxy S24 is a great phone. Don't boo me. Don't talk shit. If your iPhone, peons, like, piss off. Like, y'all need to break yourself out of that jail. This is good enough. This is good enough. It should have been good enough. But I can't help myself. So we got, and you know what? Maybe that's another video we'll do. We'll do a review of the Osmo 3, like first impressions, like, but I can't wait to take that thing out and play with it. Pause. My wife hasn't seen that yet, famous. She hasn't seen the short yet. Oh, I can't wait till she does, though. I wish I caught, so the mistake that I made, right? And guys, feel free on the video, comment on it and like give me feedback. I like what I did was when I shot that video, like I kept like recording, and then during the moments where it was kind of mundane or we're coming up from the subway and stuff, I just didn't record. And so that video is a string of like 27 small videos. So what I'm probably gonna do for the content going forward is just stream it, like not stream it, but film it all and then just cut it out. But literally the part where like we're about to walk into that store and I'm saying to her like, hey, all right, we're gonna go in the store. There's a couple stores down the street. There's like 5 of these shops. We're gonna see what they got, right? We're not gonna commit to anything, right? Because I think that other people have more. They have better options. She's like, yes, or can. So Singlish is a thing here, right? So when people say affirmative here, they say can, right? So I'm educating you guys as I educate myself. So she was like, yeah, sure. Then we get in there, and she's like, "Oh, you see this lamp? Should we get this lamp?" And I'm like, "If you are engaged like Brio, you been with someone and you got a spouse? Oh shit, check Discord. Sorry, Brie. Oh, how? I don't see that, Bree. Can you hear me over there though? Oh, hold on. Can you hear me over there? That's going crazy. And you can hear me. I can't. I'm trying to pull it up, Bree, and I can't see it. Hold on. Found some errors. So if you got a significant other, you know that you give the look. So she's like, "We should buy this." Yeah, I just gave her the look, like, no. And she's like, "What?" And I'm just like, She's like, "What? We should get this." You don't want to buy it? You don't want to buy it? I'm like, let's just. I'm like, no. Why can't we buy it now? And I'm like, Alona. And she's like, so you don't want to buy it? Tell me. So we can't buy it now. It just, and y'all see the receipts. I literally said, hey, this is the plan. She's like, yes. And then she just abandoned the plan. But hilarious, man. She is a character. She's a character. I'm trying to find it, Bree. You can hear me over there. Hold on. But can you see me? Can you see me over there? Oh. Over there. Oh, shit. How? This isn't even the right channel. Oh, boy. Oh. This isn't the right channel. Wow. What's up, Drewski? Right, Mindy? Wow, Bree. I am so sorry. That's not even the right channel. So I'm over here getting watch hours that are just freaking. Where's Serenity at? I'm so sorry. Oh, boy. Now I see your comments, Bree. Oh, God. But I'm not live on the right Chris's Corner channel. That's stupid. Oh, boy. All right, well, I got that window pulled up now, Bree. So when you hold on. I don't even know how this even. So one is vertical and one is horizontal. What in the hell? My fault, Serenity. Hey, April Main Street, thank you for sharing the stream. This is just chaos, y'all, but we're gonna rest in it. We're gonna rest in it. Jesus. Wow. Okay. Well, folks, we are live on YouTube apparently. And it's an expanded camera angle. I can see a vertical and I can see the horizontal. Like, this is wild. I'm ignoring the hell out of these doggos, Serenity. I'm ignoring them. They are annoying. They got to let me know that a squirrel is farting. They got to let me know. Oh, I tried to catch it on video. I didn't. We had awesome adventures. It is, Mindy. It's the one in the bio. So someone in my household, right? So those of you that know, if you've seen one of the videos where we live, monkeys are a thing, right? We're like in a jungle in the middle of the city, which is really, really cool. But when you take your trash out, you got to lock it. There's an Allen key that you have to use whenever you take the trash out, because these monkeys are smart, right? I'll give you another example, right? Our neighbor next to us is the former ambassador to the U.S. for Singapore, right? He's been a Singaporean diplomat for 40 years, right? And so they just moved back here to Singapore. They own the place next to us, but they've just kind of been all over the world. And she has a snack jar, right? And so humidity is a really big problem here in Singapore, and right, so you have to air the place out, right? There's windows and everything on every floor, skylights and all that stuff. And so what the monkeys will do is they will sit outside of the rooms, right? Because where we live, the place is it's like 30 years old, but it's like it was designed by one of the best architects in Singapore, and so it's very modern and kind of cubist, sort of whatever it is. These monkeys identify the weak links, and they'll look through the windows and they'll figure out who eats and leaves food in the rooms. So our neighbor, she had a snack jar. They snuck in the house, stole the food from the snack jar, and put the jar back so she could refill it. And they're not harmful at all, right? They're not. They don't attack or anything like that, whatever. But like they hang around. They're out in the trees. They're up on the roof and everything. And so someone in our household left the trash open. And we woke up to like 15 monkeys going through the trash, going ham, chilling, watching us, humping. It takes some getting used to. It takes some getting used to, but like literally we woke up and we're like, why the fuck are all these monkeys? Like out there and they literally, like, my dogs are going crazy. They're barking, they're looking through the window, and then they're just looking, eating chicken McNuggets, because McDonald's is a thing here. My daughter loves McDonald's. She is not acclimated to the food here. And McDonald's here in Singapore is not like McDonald's in the US. It is really popular. It's always popping. They have chicken. They have chicken wings. They have full-size chicken. They have Angus burgers. All this shit is popping here. But yeah, you probably saw the video. Did I release a video of Ragnar? My wife waking up and my daughter, she's on the second floor and like Ragnar's just looking at the monkeys. But yeah, I think that's the cool thing about it, right? Because we live in this huge city and there's like high-end malls and all this different stuff, whatever. But where we live, for those that don't know, we're the only Americans here, right? And we live next to Singapore's biggest nature preserve, right? So it's a pretty cool experience. Ape of Main Street, I appreciate you. Let me not forget your chat. I am live in Singapore. Yep. I'm live in Singapore. Why is it vertical? So there's a vertical stream of me on YouTube. Who's in the horizontal? Is anyone in the horizontal? I am horizontal, right? In one of these lives. I am so sorry, y'all, to be such a bot with this stuff. I am horizontal in one of these lives. I don't. Can someone tell? Like, yeah, I am horizontal in one of these lives. How am I vertical? This is such a Chris thing to do. This is such a Chris thing. Jesus Christ. Well, we're live. The stream was not supposed to go on this long. If you have any questions about anything, put it in the chat. We'll talk about it. I'm gonna steal my own thunder here. I got videos on deck that are supposed to be released, talk about some really cool shit. But here we are. Quick question: how do you feel about the new GTX 57 that's supposed to be the fastest? Don't know yet, WG. I'm optimistic. I'm bullish on it because the market has been insane with GPUs. NVIDIA has had a stranglehold on the market. I do know that Amazon is considering getting in the game. AMD has some things in the works. I long for a world where NVIDIA doesn't have the monopoly. So I think NVIDIA releasing the card that's supposed to be $500, I think is a smart move because they know that they can't hold the monopoly on this for much longer. People have complained about the new GPUs, about how huge they are, but that is because simply the nature of what they do. It's because of the fans, right? You have to have fans on it. But I think it's going to be a W. Will I be getting it? Possibly. If I can find a way to expense it and try and write that shit off and do a review on it, I might just do that. I might just get it and say, hey, here's my review on it. That's going to be part of the new channel too, right? Because there's lots of cool people getting some cool free stuff. And so why not me? Right, so I will be getting it, I think, and try and do a review on it and try and justify and try and see if we can't build a new channel to where people send me some cool shit and some dope shit and I try it out. That's the move. Kelly, see how chill one can be during a pseudo crisis. Sour, I swear I didn't mean to. I did not mean to do this. I did not mean to go live on all of it. Give me but my question is, I guess, is this gonna count for my watch hours for the new channel? Because it's on my other channel with my government name, which didn't mean to do that, but here we are. I gotta figure this out. Thank you. Huh? Oh boy. I mean, do I sound okay though? I guess, despite all things considered. Jesus Christ, man! What a freaking shit show. Famous, ping me, remind me to send you that game. Got to. Drew, how you been, man? You been playing Warzone still? I think I'm still shadow banned, y'all. I think I'm still shadow banned. Do I run Intel? Unfortunately, Intel. So no, on the gaming PC, I run Intel. If I had to do over again, I'd do. So on the streaming PC, it's AMD. AMD is king. Intel is horrible. Horrible. I may upgrade my CPU at some point. We'll see, because I think I got the Intel 12900KF, and then I'm running a 4090 in it. And then I don't even know what I think I got AMD on this PC. I had 3 PCs, because in the gaming room, if you're used to a different camera angle, right? My arrogance and my addiction to techie shit got the best of me. So if you see my setup from behind, pause. I got 4 monitors, right? I got like a 360 hertz monitor up top. I got like the Alienware here, and then I got 2 monitors here. Which means that for my talking head videos and for this new content for the new channel, I like this camera angle, not the one you see on TikTok, the one on YouTube. It's better, right? It's what I've done professionally before in the past. But this is with a different camera that uses a 30 millimeter lens. So the 30 millimeter lens has to sit a good bit of distance away from me. And because I have all those monitors, I have no way. Like Kelly, who was in the live earlier, said that I should consolidate. I would love to consolidate the offices, but like, on the gaming setup, I can't sit the camera far enough away from me. So here we are. Mindy, thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Looking forward to vibing with you. Glad I found you and Kelly. Thank you so much for being awesome. We'll get his channel shared, and we'll be seeing you soon, Mindy. Thank you so much. Yeah, WG, I built my son's first PC. I can build a PC in my sleep, surprisingly. We didn't build my gaming PC simply because it came at a time that crypto was hot. Crypto was popping. We had 5,000 likes on TikTok, 5.6K. I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for abusing and smashing the fuck out of that like. I was just so impatient. When I started my streaming journey, you couldn't find a GPU anywhere, right? And so I bought all the parts. I bought the case and all this stuff, and I was going to build it, but you couldn't find a GPU. So I ended up cracking, and I got a company called Artesian Builds to build my PC, which at the time they went viral because I think they built Aiden's computer and some other streamers. And they had this cool concept where if you ordered a PC, they would build it on Twitch live on streaming, so you could watch your own PC being built. I was the actual last PC they built before they got canceled. They did a PC giveaway contest, and a small streamer won the contest, and they reneged on getting her the PC because they felt that she didn't have enough followers, and Twitter found it, had a field day, and then I think the founder said something out of pocket. He referenced Asian people or something like that. Whatever it was got him canceled. And then the company ended up going bankrupt. And there were a lot of people that had paid all this money to get their PCs built. They never got their PC. I was the actual last PC to be built. So there's a fun story there. So yeah. But yeah, so now I got 3 PCs. I got a PC down here. I got 2 PCs upstairs. I got so much stuff. I've got 3 cameras. I got 3 DSLR cameras. I've got 2 Sony A6400As. I've got a Sony A7 III, and I got to find a way to make all this stuff work. So look forward to me doing some cool camera angles and some cool shit or whatever it is. I got more lights coming. I'm going to experiment with some different looks. I've got some filters coming. So yeah. This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. I still can't get over how I'm live over on three different shits. To Lumix, I don't know much about Lumix. I've seen it in my reviews. I've seen it on my YouTube feed. I can't spend any more money. I can't spend any more money. And to be fair though, like the microphone. So I got two SM7Bs, Scarlett Focusrite, Cloud Lifter, all that stuff. I did not pay for, right? So once upon a time, I hosted a previous company I worked with, Cisco. I did a lot of presenting. I guess you can describe my role as like a technical evangelist, right? I'm the guy that you fly around the world to talk about stuff, get shit excited. I can go deep into some nerdy shit, or I can just be like that enigmatic person on stage and all this stuff. But it was a cool job, a cool gig. And I pitched an idea for a show that I wanted Cisco to do. I thought it was a cool idea, and they were like, hey, why don't you host it? And I'm just like, I don't want to host it. And so I ended up hosting it. When I left the company, I didn't take it with me because I felt like I didn't do it for money or anything like that, whatever. It was just a cool effort. And so I let them have it. So they paid for a lot of this stuff, right? The cameras and the screens and all that stuff, whatever. And so when COVID happened, right? It took the tech world by storm, right? And, so working in technical sales like I do, right? I'm at my best when I'm with the customer. I'm at a whiteboard, right? Whether I'm explaining technical concepts or whether I'm talking to a CIO or CTO, right? Like, I'm a vision person, right? And so what I do is I'm a fixer, right? If there's a part of the business that's in trouble or, something needs to be figured out, I'm a fixer, right? If you got like a big ass deal that you're trying to close and it's a difficult customer, you send me, right? That's kind of the nature of what I do. And so, when COVID happened, right, I'm much more effective in person. And so a lot of people in the tech space were trying to figure out how to work remotely, right? With their little fucking webcams and everything. I'm also tall and I'm dark. And so I don't like the way I look on the webcam, right? I don't like, I've taken pictures a lot of times at corporate events and corporate outings where I'm just a floating set of teeth and eyes. I don't like that. I'm hypersensitive to that. And it takes me back to my childhood when I grew up being teased about being dark skinned, right? So there's all sorts of things that we can get into psychologically, right? But again, I love my skin. I think it's phenomenal. I think it's gorgeous, right? That wasn't always the case, right? So somewhere in the future, maybe I'll do some work with product development and stuff on how to make sure that when cameras capture people, they capture everyone, every skin tone. But I digress, right? And so when the whole world was remote and working remotely, right, I was like, okay, well, I don't like the way I look on webcam. That doesn't capture who I am, right? How do I punch up, right? I'm a big believer in having, if you ever meet me in person, right, I teach my kids to be effective, make eye contact, have gravity, firm handshake, all these sorts of things, right? But when you can't do that, like in the corporate world, right, when you walk into a room, there's things that you do, right? Whether we're talking Japanese culture, right, how you sit, where you sit, your posture, things of that nature, right? All of these things matter. But when the whole world was remote, it was like, fuck, right? And so what I did was I'm like, well, how do I take these nice cameras and stuff that I have from these different things that I've done, these presenting, and how do I make it work as a webcam, right? And so it kind of became my thing. And so I took this image quality, this view, to Google, to work calls, right? And so it kind of became like people were just like, oh shit, like who is this dude? How's his camera look like this or whatever? So that's the story behind the whole camera setup and all this different stuff or whatever. So it's not like I had a shit ton of money. I just went out and I bought all this stuff. No, all this stuff was paid for by companies I've worked for. So 2 Sonys, but had 3. You love the Lumi. Really? S5 II. What's so good about it? So what's the aperture on it? Because what I love about Sony, right? And so the Sony A7 I have is like a 3.8 or something like that. I like the 6400, which is what I'm on now, because I like the 1.4 because I like kind of having the background blurred a little bit and kind of having me pop, which you can't really see on the TikTok view, but if you're on the YouTube, like it's dope. But I may have to check that out, although you're trying to get me to spend more money, and I'm not cool with that. Not cool with that. Which YouTube is everyone in? Am I still? This is just. And YouTube keeps timing out for me. So if people are chatting in YouTube, I don't even know it. I can't even see it. I have to keep refreshing the window. Something's wrong. Something is wrong. Okay. Something's wrong. Hold on, y'all. I may have to go here shortly because I think the contractors are finishing up, or maybe they are. So it's not counting for my new channel. It does not show me live on the new channel. Wow. So it's the old channel. Well, fudge. That's wild. Hold 1 second, y'all. Sorry. Hello? Who's this? Okay. Can you give me an hour? Call me back in an hour? Yes, that'd be great. Thank you. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. I had to, we had an unfortunate experience with our cell phones here. And so, all right. Well, I think we're going to probably cut the live and go figure out what is happening and why I'm able to go live vertically and horizontally on YouTube, but on the wrong channel. Oh my God. 6 million. Are you in Discord, WG? You have Discord? You should join my Discord and like send me that link. Join the Discord and send me that link. I'm gonna have to check it out. Boogie, god damn. Oh yeah, that is right. What's god damn it, Boogie. Send that shit to me, Boogie. Oh man, that's crazy. I'm sitting here like, that's stupid. It's good to see you, Boogie. I was supposed to get to South CAC this year. I don't think it's gonna happen. There's some tax implications that we're waiting to kind of see flush out with the new administration. It turns out that if we step foot in the States for any reason other than work, then like it like increases our tax or some shit like that, whatever. So I was gonna try and get to Charleston or something. And if I do ever make it back to South CAC, I was gonna link up with you and DW, but GG's on that. Like, I ain't trying to give the government any more money than they've already taken from me. You finally feel unburdened by what has been. Oh God. Yeah, so one day, Boogie, when I'm back in South CAC, we'll have to chop it up. But until then, I'm just gonna stay my ass over here. My wife will be back, which is another rant I'm about to go on. So my wife goes back to the States for work in February for her sales kickoff for her company, and she's flying United Airlines. United Airlines, y'all. United Airlines. If I'm back in Texas, Kelly, we partying up for sure. Or if you're ever out here. United Airlines. We live in Asia. Singapore Airlines, if you don't know, look up on YouTube Singapore Airlines and what that experience is like. Right? Back when I used to work for Boeing, right? I helped stand up Boeing's first IT Center for Excellence. I used to be bi-coastal, and I flew back and forth between South Carolina and Seattle. Right. And so whenever these luxury, so there were commercial planes being built, and then there were planes like, like these leaders of Qatar, They would buy whole planes and turn them into apartments. Like, it's insane, some of the stuff that I've seen, right? But Asian airlines are just a cut above everybody else in terms of service and just amenities and all this stuff. And she is just stuck on United. I'm just like, so part of where you live, right? So when we lived in Seattle, right? So I was always a Delta guy. Then when we moved to Seattle, the team that I worked on, Delta was one of our customers. Like, I've worked with the likes of Delta, Disney, you name it. And one of the executives for Delta lived next to my old boss, right? And so we would do company parties and stuff. My old boss lived in Medina, where Bill Gates lived and all this stuff, whatever. So we do like different parties at his house and stuff like that. Not Diddy parties, but just regular normal parties. And he was just like, what do you guys fly? You guys fly Delta? You guys fly Airbus, right? Not Airbus, but Alaska, because Alaska is headquartered in Seattle. And so whenever you live near HQ, like, you got more flight options and everything. So he gave everyone on my team, he's like, look, we can't have that. We can't have you flying Alaska. We're going to have you fly Delta. He gave us all diamond medallion status. Instant. And so we were just like, okay, great. Like, that's cool. Diamond medallion. That's dope. And what we did was, we took that diamond medallion status that he gave us and we asked Alaska if they can match it, and we still flew Alaska. But I said all that to say that Asian airlines are here. U.S. airlines are here. And the fact that she's going back to the U.S. for work and flying on United, it's like, I don't know why she would do that. I don't. I can't make it make sense. Kelly, right? Anyone that knows me knows that, I've flown hundreds and hundreds of times. I've been around the world, whether it's a flight to Dubai, or whether it's a 24-hour flight, or whether it's a 30-minute flight. I'm a nervous flyer. Like, my anxiety is through the roof. I check the weather before I fly. I check the tail number. My neuroses knows no bounds, right? And it's not exactly unfounded, right? And so I was with, when I was with Google, I was working on a big deal, right? I can talk about this now. Yeah, I can. With a huge company, and I was in Brazil. I was about a year and a half ago. Trying not to steal my thunder. I'll talk about that on another video. But anyway, I was in Brazil, and anything that could go wrong on this flight went wrong, right? So I'm already nervous. I'm already kind of whatever. And so we were flying back, and it was like during the winter. And so the flight was shaky and everything. And then we were supposed to route back through Chicago. A severe winter storm happened in Chicago, and they closed down the airport. So they put us in a holding pattern, right? And so I'm already kind of like nervous, right? And keep in mind what I didn't tell you guys, that before we took off from Brazil, we had to switch to another plane because the first plane had mechanical issues. So your boy's already popping Xanax like Skittles, and I'm just like, okay, cool. I'll get through this, right? Because again, I'm in business class. I'm in first class, right? I don't fly anything other than first class. And it's not because I'm rich. It's because I work very hard. And any company that I work for, I'm just like, look, I'm going to bust my ass for you. I'm going to get shit done. Do not fight me on this, right? I'm tall. I can't sit in economy, right? So again, I promise you, I will give you the sun, the moon, the stars. I'll be the best I can be. I will not fly anything less. I had to work my way up to that. So there's that. So we're flying, already nervous. We're in the air. Chicago airport closed. So they had to dump fuel. And so then the plane starts shaking. Or whatever. And then there's an issue with the plane. So then they diverted us to Indianapolis, right? So I'm already freaking out. Right, we land in Indianapolis in the middle of a tornado warning. Right, brakes on the plane actually went out. Brakes malfunction. Right, so it was already a bumpy ride. It was a bumpy landing. We're landing, and my second biggest fear, other than planes, are tornadoes. Right, I've had nightmares ever since I was a kid about tornadoes, and I feel like if I ever came up against one, I would just sit there and be in awe of I can't not watch tornado videos. They're majestic, but they're also terrifying. That's a story for another day. So we're in a tornado warning. The sky is the plane is shaking. The sky is like moving. Clouds are moving, and I'm on there sending all my text messages. I love you. Dos Vidania. I'm talking to my wife. I'm like, I love you, blah, 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 blah. And so then I decided to take a drink, because you're not supposed to mix. What can I say without getting TikTok, man? Xanax and certain things. But at this point, I'm about to die, right? And if you know anything about international planes, we're on this large plane. We can't get off the plane, right? Because again, Indianapolis is not fit for large planes. It was an emergency landing, and they have no customs. So we were on the runway for 12 hours. 12 hours. This whole trip took 52 hours to get back from Brazil. I'm popping Xanax. And then, I'm like, well, it's a tornado coming. Can they fucking move us, right? And now I'm contemplating, like, can I do prison, right? Because, like, here's the thing. Like, I'm not a small dude. I'm not a small dude. I'm what am I, like, 225, 6'4"? And I don't think I can do prison, right? I can't grow a beard. This is like 5 months of no shaving, right? So if you open that emergency door, that's automatic prison time. And I'm contemplating, I'm like, you know what? Is prison so bad? I can fight them off for 2-3 months, right? Or maybe I become Muslim or whatever it is. Like, I don't know. I'm thinking back to the episodes of Oz, and these are things that I'm having because, again, I'm on Xanax. I'm just trying to get rid of the anxiety. There's a tornado outside. We're on the plane. We had an emergency landing, freaking out. And I'm drinking too. And texting my wife this whole time, documenting this whole process, right? And so this is a story that I probably shouldn't be telling, but it is what it is. Right. And so 12 hours go by. They bust in a team from customs. And they're like, we're going to get you off this plane. The weather clears up and then another tornado warning happens. So we get on another plane and then that plane has mechanical issues. And so what I did was I ended up, long story short, abandoning the flight. I found a way to book a one-way flight with some other random airline, left my bags and everything. So I'm like, at this point, fuck it. I don't give a fuck. Made it back home, slept for a good day and a half. So I don't, and the nature of living here in Singapore, right? Singapore is very close to, like, you can drive into Malaysia and Indonesia, right? But, like, again, what my wife and I both, what we do is, like, we have to, like, we'll have teams in Korea, Japan, China, all these different places, right? And so I love to travel. I just hate to fly. So I just grit my teeth and bear it. And if you've seen the news lately, what can I say here? Bear with me. I'm trying to think of what I can say here, given what I used to do, who I used to work for. If you've seen the news lately, when I left a certain company, if you know who I used to work for. Former CEO of that company, I thought was a piece of shit. There were a lot of things that I called out. Let me just stop there because there's some weird stuff happening to people. So we won't go into that story. We'll save that for another time. Let's just say that, like, it's an interesting time right now to be traveling. So your boy's got anxiety, up the yin yang with it, but it is what it is. We try not to live in fear. Because I think the last time I went to that topic, my life got some weird stuff happen. So, let me just cool it on that. All right, folks. Chill but discerning. Clothes? Oh, we can talk clothes, Kelly. I love to I love fashion, right? I love fashion. I don't get to wear nearly as much as I used to wear anymore. Like I do miss the thing about living in Singapore. I do miss the cold. I miss the fall. But I love fashion, right? I've talked about this on stream before. I love shopping. I can shop for like my wife, right? Like my wife, she can dress her ass off. She's Eastern European. Even when we had our first kid, she was in heels up until she was 9 months pregnant. I'm a better shopper than she is. Like I can dress her. I can dress just about any woman, right? Or do whatever it is, right? Like it's funny because she hates that I'm good at shopping because, like, I would go into these different stores, pick stuff out, and it's like you can just tell, like, they're trying to figure out, like, what's the angle? Like, he's not gay, is he? No, he's not gay, but he's just good at shopping. And unfortunately, I think my wife hates that. She hates that because if you're a dude that can shop and you can, like, I can have a conversation with just about anyone. It kind of gets you into trouble. Like, I'm not flirtatious at all, but my wife is territorial, right? And when you're a dude that can shop and you're confident in your masculinity and stuff like that, it creates some interesting situations, right? But yeah, like I can, like, if you have a date night or something like that, I can pick out her outfit. I can say, hey, you're gonna look good in this, and I can pick it out for her. And we have a good time, right? We came here, we did some shopping, and I picked out some stuff for her. And I love it. I love it. I love it. That's 2025. There'll be some dudes that'll be like, oh my God. I'm secure in that. Like, if whether I'm in Milan or whether I'm in the US or New York or any place, right? Like I love being able to kind of piece different things together. And I actually do like wearing suits, right? No one wears ties anymore these days or whatever, but like I do miss getting like dressed up, right? So I love places like Dubai, New York and stuff where every now and then you kind of get to put that shit on and just kind of flare out. Like I do love to do that. And so we're going to get to do that in Japan and stuff like that. Some places where it's a little bit more traditional, right? Singapore is pretty relaxed in terms of dress code, but there are different areas like in the financial district and stuff like that where you got to put it on a little bit. But yeah. But El Haji's into fashion. Yeah, okay. I didn't know that. Did not know that. All right, folks. I think we're gonna call it there. I'm gonna go try and figure out what's happening with my YouTube. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and chilling and vibing with me. What I'm gonna go do is just let these guys finish up. I got 2 videos I gotta record. So be on the lookout. If you're not subscribed at Chris's Corner, subscribe. Some cool videos coming where we're gonna be reacting and talking about different things that are happening right now. We're going to be doing a Red Note video. I am going to open myself up and I'm going to, it may be a mistake, but like, I'm going to address some of the things I've seen on Red Note and just say that, look, you know, for all of you Asians that are here on Red Note and you have some misconceptions about Americans, Black Americans, ask me anything. Let's talk about it, but let's address something. Let's address the TikTok ban and like the fact that some of the fuckwads that were over on Red Note acting a fool, they are not representative of some of the cool and chill ones like myself, Sour, Bree, Kelly, Mindy. They need that. And I can promise you, they have not heard a voice like mine. Right. You know, and that's one thing that we are incredibly blessed to be able to do. There's no part of the world where I go where I'm not interesting. And it's because I can talk to people and I can bring a unique perspective and I can listen and I can lead with humility, right? And I don't think that I'm the center of the universe, right? So some people that tune in like, that's incredibly arrogant of you. It's not. And if you ever meet me in person, like what you see is what you get. Not everyone should have a microphone. You've heard me saying that. I've now got a microphone and we're going to put it to use so that some of these talking heads that should not be talking, should not be opening their mouth, should not be representing any part of the U.S., right? We're going to do it the right way, right? So if you're going to complain about something, you know, fine. Sometimes you got to roll up your sleeves and do it yourself, right? So we're going to go and we're going to win over Red Note. We're not going to go viral. I don't know, but we're going to win them over. And we're going to show them that there are some cool and chill people in the U.S. that are capable of forming a coherent thought, capable of having an articulate and informed conversation. And not every fucking American is just like what you have seen, which is just some of the riffraff of TikTok, you know? And, you know, you got to change their mind, right? And so it's going to take some patience. There's going to be some out of pocket comments. There are, right? But again, Boogie, you know this. I grew up in the South, right? I've faced sundown towns. I've had guns pointed at me. I've had interactions with the KKK. That's a story for another stream, right? I've shared some of those stories here with some friends and they don't believe it. But those that know, right? So I've lived through some pretty horrific stuff. I've been in parts of the world where I've been in danger of literally probably like footsteps away from just, you know, the worst possible death for a person of color. Right. You know, so that's not just talk. Right. And, you know, and so some of these things, right, like one of the videos I'm going to make and some of the things I'm going to talk about is like I saw some of the people on Red Note talking about how Black people act. I'm just like, we don't like to be stared at. I get stared at a lot here. Right. And I have to remind myself, you're tall. You stick out. Like me and my son, when we're out and about, we stick out, right? But my gut reaction is I don't like to be stared at because, again, when you grew up where I grew up, people stare at you. That means something different, right? That means like you don't belong, or that means like, okay, like is this going to be a problem, right? You know, and so I think that the more people understand, I'm like, so of course, when we go to China or we go to certain parts of Asia, people ask, like, if you're not used to being well traveled, you ask like, okay, well, how do they treat Black people, right? You know, and so again, when I think certain people think that they're staring and it's harmful, it's harmless. I was literally, my friend Ethan, who's not in the live, he'll be in my live later. He was just like, I had no idea. I'm like, we don't like being stared at because we don't know what it means. We don't know what it means, right? And so when you add that context, right, then it was like, okay, now I get it, right? You know, so I think they need to hear that, right? But we're gonna go in and we're gonna lead with humility, right? But I think overall the vibe of that place is pretty cool. Their terms and conditions are pretty fucking cool. And they're banning people that are being toxic. They're banning people that are being racist, even though there's some ignorant comments on there, right? So again, I've stolen enough of my thunder. Camo's here. Yeah, Boogie. Yeah, just make sure you up on your gas, dog. Make sure you up on your gas. If you can, man, make sure you have a satellite phone. Make sure you have your satellite phone, and make sure you got, you know what I'm saying. But just be careful, man. Be careful. But I think you'll be all right. Just don't plan your drive, and just don't stop and get gas or any of that stuff. But that's a stream for another day. I'm going to release some videos on that and talk about some of that stuff. Because there's some people that think that, it's 2025 and they're like, that don't exist, right? Shit. Okay, you got it. All right, folks, we're going to cut it there. I'm probably going to go live again once I figure out, because none of this counted for my watch hours for the new YouTube. We're going to go figure that stuff out. We'll be live later on. Much love, peace, and blessing to each of you. Shout out to Kelly, Mindy, and some of the new folks that we gained. Boogie, good to see you as always. Breeze, Sour, Leather, Famous. I'll be sending you a message on Discord for this new game. Let's get that shit popping. Let's do that. Thank you guys for your patience. Appreciate you being here. Thanks for the support in advance. And this is going to be fun. See y'all soon. We out. Hopefully, the live actually stops this time instead of staying live for 24 hours. But I'll do my best not to walk around naked in front of the camera. I'm just going to assume that the camera is live. So see y'all.